Have you ever had one of those days where you stop in the middle of your kitchen, trying to remember why you walked in there? Or maybe you've struggled to open a stubborn jar and thought to yourself, is this what getting older is like? If you're living alone, those moments can feel a little more daunting. No one nearby to help, no one to double check if you turn off the stove, and maybe, deep down, a quiet fear that independence could start slipping away without you even realizing it. But here's the truth. Getting older doesn't mean giving up control over your life. In fact, many people over 70 are living fuller, freer, more independent lives than ever before. And yes, even if they live alone. Staying independent doesn't mean pretending you don't need help or ignoring your body's changes. It means adapting, growing, and building habits that make you feel stronger, safer, and more confident in your day-to-day life. It's about protecting your freedom on your terms. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 powerful, practical ways you can hold on to that independence after 70 and maybe even enjoy life more than you did before. These aren't fancy tricks or extreme makeovers. They're simple shifts in how you move, think, and care for yourself that can make a world of difference. So let's start with something foundational, your home, because the place where you spend most of your time should make life easier, not harder. Have you ever nearly tripped on a rug corner? Or fumbled to reach something on the top shelf? Balancing on a chair you knew wasn't steady? These little risks might seem minor, but as we age, even a small fall can have serious consequences. And if you're living alone, recovery becomes that much more difficult. So here's what I want you to do. Look at your home the way a safety inspector would. Is there clutter on the floor that could catch your foot? Are there grab bars in the bathroom, where slips are most likely? Are your most used items within arm's reach? Or are you stretching and straining just to make a cup of tea? Even switching out slippery rugs, installing night lights in the hallway, or placing a sturdy step stool with a handle can dramatically improve your safety. And here's the thing, it's not about being fragile. It's about being smart. Giving yourself the tools and setup that support your freedom instead of threatening it. And don't forget your technology. A simple emergency alert device or even a smartphone with a voice assistant can give you peace of mind. If something does happen, you're not helpless, you're prepared. That's the difference between fear and freedom. Now, once your home is working with you, not against you, the next step is making sure your body stays strong enough to support that independence. Because the longer you keep moving, the longer you'll stay moving. You don't have to lift weights or run marathons, but your muscles need to be reminded that you still need them. Have you ever noticed how quickly your legs get stiff after sitting for too long? Or how getting out of a low chair feels a little harder than it used to? That's not just age, that's muscles saying, hey, don't forget about me. Staying active doesn't have to be intense, just consistent. Daily walks, gentle stretching, balance exercises while brushing your teeth, or even standing on one foot while doing the dishes. These little movements help your joints stay limber, your balance stay sharp, and your heart keep pumping strong. And the real magic? Movement doesn't just help your body, it helps your mind. Physical activity has been shown to reduce the risk of memory loss, improve mood, and increase confidence. So even if you're just dancing to music in your living room for 5 minutes, you're doing something powerful for your future. Let's also talk about strength training. Even just with your own body weight, practicing standing up from a chair without using your hands or doing light wall push-ups helps keep those essential muscles working, so that when you need to get up, reach high, or catch yourself from a stumble, your body is ready. And the beautiful part? You can start at any age. Your body is listening, and it wants to help you. You just have to give it a reason to. Now, staying physically strong is key, but so is staying mentally strong. And that brings us to something people often overlook: routine. When you live alone, days can start to blend together. You might sleep in a little longer, skip meals, or put off that walk until suddenly it's too late. Without structure, even simple tasks can feel overwhelming. But when you create a daily rhythm, something reliable, you give your brain a sense of stability and control. Waking up at the same time, having a morning routine you enjoy, planning small activities for each part of the day, all of these give you momentum. And momentum is what helps you feel capable, motivated, and in charge of your time. Try starting with just one anchor habit, like making your bed each morning. taking your vitamins with breakfast, or going outside for a breath of fresh air before lunch. That one habit becomes a stepping stone to others. And soon, your day flows with more ease, and your mind has less space for worry or doubt. Now that we've explored how to make your home safer, your body stronger, and your days more structured, let's keep going and look at what else truly supports independence, especially when you're doing it all on your own. Because independence isn't just about what you do. It's also about who you stay connected to. One of the biggest threats to independence that often goes unnoticed is isolation. When you live alone, it's easy to slip into long stretches without meaningful interaction. Maybe you go a few days without talking to anyone. Maybe your phone hardly rings anymore. And while you maybe use a solitude or even enjoy your quiet time, it's important to remember that connection isn't just nice to have. It's vital. Our brains are wired for social contact, no matter how old we are. Regular conversation, laughter, even a shared meal. These things nourish us in ways that food or sleep alone cannot. Without them, we begin to feel invisible. And when that happens, motivation can drop. You stop cooking healthy meals because, well, it's just me. You skip the walk because no one's waiting. You avoid new activities because what's the point? But the truth is, staying socially connected helps you stay motivated, mentally sharp, and emotionally resilient. So if you're living alone, one of the most powerful things you can do for your independence is to build a social safety net. It doesn't need to be big. Just a handful of people you trust, talk to, and spend time with regularly. Maybe it's joining a book club at the local library, even if you're not a big reader. Maybe it's calling an old friend every Thursday just to catch up. Maybe it's saying yes to a neighbor's invitation for coffee, even if you'd rather stay in your robe. These little steps reconnect you to the world and to yourself. And if you're someone who prefers quiet or one-on-one connection, that's okay too. A shared walk with a neighbor, a simple note to a grandchild, volunteering once a month. These moments can light up your spirit without draining your energy. Technology can also help bridge the gap. Learning to use video calls, messaging apps, or even voice-activated devices can keep you in touch with loved ones no matter how far they live. It might feel unfamiliar at first, but once you get the hang of it, it opens a whole new world of communication and support. And remember, connection doesn't have to be about asking for help. It's about sharing life. Independence doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means choosing how you engage with the world on your terms. And the more connected you feel, the more in control you'll feel. Now, let's talk about one more key to independence that often gets overlooked, and that's confidence. Not just in your body or your home, but in your decisions. When you live alone, every little choice, from what to eat to when to go out, rests on your shoulders. And if you're not feeling confident in your memory, your judgment, or your ability to handle the unexpected, that burden can grow heavy. But here's something important to remember. Confidence isn't something you either have or don't. It's something you build. And the more small wins you create for yourself each day, the stronger that confidence becomes. Start with the things you can control. Are your medications organized and easy to manage? If not, try a simple weekly pill box or a reminder app. That alone can remove so much stress. Do you have a small notebook to jot down tasks or grocery items so nothing slips through the cracks? Writing things down doesn't mean your memory is failing. It means you're smart enough to work with your brain, not against it. Keep important phone numbers posted somewhere visible. Make a list of go-to meals that are easy to prepare. Create a backup plan for emergencies. Who to call, where to go. These steps are small, but together, they form a safety net that gives you freedom, not fear. And don't forget about your medical independence. Stay on top of your checkups. Ask questions. Bring a list to the doctor. Keep your medical information organized, even if it's just in a folder. When you're informed, you feel empowered. And when you're empowered, you're more likely to speak up, make clear decisions, and advocate for your own needs. Every act of preparation is an act of self-respect. It's you saying, I'm not waiting for something to go wrong. I'm taking charge. And taking charge, mentally, physically, emotionally, that's what independence is. Even if you live alone, you're not powerless. You're not dependent. You're someone who has lived through decades of change, challenge, and growth. You've adapted before, and you can adapt again. It's not about never needing help. It's about choosing how and when you need it. It's about staying in the driver's seat of your life. Not just existing, but living with intention and pride. And now that you've seen how connection, preparation, and confidence can shape your independence, let's explore one last piece of this puzzle. Something that ties all of this together and ensures you're not just surviving on your own, but thriving. Because thriving means more than just getting through the day. It means feeling good, having purpose, and knowing deep down that your life still has momentum. And one of the most powerful ways to keep that momentum going, especially when you live alone, is to find something meaningful to look forward to. You see, independence isn't just about staying out of a nursing home or managing your bills. It's about staying engaged with life, having something, no matter how small, that makes you want to get up, get dressed, and keep moving. Because when your life has purpose, even simple routines take on more energy. Your steps feel lighter, your days feel fuller, and your spirit feels stronger. So ask yourself, what lights you up? It doesn't have to be a grand passion or a life-changing goal. It can be something simple, something quiet. Maybe it's growing tomatoes on your windowsill. Maybe it's learning how to cook a new dish every month. Maybe it's writing down your life story, one memory at a time, to leave behind for your children or grandchildren. Purpose doesn't care about size. It only cares about meaning. And when you find something that feels meaningful to you, it becomes your anchor. It keeps your days organized, your mind stimulated, and your heart open. You might even find that having a purpose leads you to new opportunities. You start chatting with someone at the farmer's market because you're both looking for the ripest peaches. You join a painting class just to try it and discover it's more fun than you expected. You begin to volunteer once a week, and suddenly you're surrounded by people who see you, value you, and appreciate your wisdom. These small choices create ripples. And before you know it, you're not just living alone, you're living well alone. And if you're not sure where to start small. Choose one thing each day that feels purposeful. It might be cleaning out one drawer, calling one person, reading one chapter, learning one new thing online. That's all it takes to shift your day from just getting by to moving forward. The other piece of this, maybe the most important, is to believe that you deserve to live with purpose, that you still matter, that you're still capable of doing meaningful things in the world. Because let's face it, society doesn't always do a good job reminding us of that after a certain age. But here's the truth. Age doesn't make you less valuable. It makes you more. You have experience, perspective, stories, and the kind of quiet wisdom that only comes from having lived. So whether you're 70 or 97, whether you're healthy or managing health challenges, whether you're surrounded by people or mostly on your own, you still have so much to offer, not just to others, but to yourself. And when you believe that, when you remind yourself every day that your independence is worth protecting, everything starts to shift. You start treating your body with more care because you want to keep doing the things you love. You start reaching out to others, not because you're lonely, but because connection makes life richer. You start organizing your home, planning your meals, and managing your health, not because you're afraid of losing independence, but because you value the freedom you have. It becomes a cycle. The more you take small steps to protect your independence, the more confident you feel. And the more confident you feel, the more likely you are to stay independent. So let's take a moment to breathe that in. Wherever you are right now, sitting on your porch, curled up with a blanket, maybe watching this with a cup of tea, I want you to really hear this. You are not alone. There are millions of people just like you, determined to live life on their own terms, even if they're doing it solo. And you're stronger than you think. Independence after 70 isn't a dream. It's a reality. It's built day by day with the choices you make, the habits you form, and the belief that your best years aren't behind you. They're still unfolding right now. So let's quickly remind ourselves of what we've talked about. You protect your independence by creating a safe and supportive home, by keeping your body moving and strong, by sticking to routines that bring structure to your day, by building real, nourishing connections with others, by having something to wake up for, something that gives your days purpose. These aren't difficult. They don't require money or youth or perfect health. They only require intention and the willingness to try. And I know you have that in you. If this video encouraged you in some way, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments what you do to stay independent. What's helped you feel stronger, more in control, more alive? Let's build a community here. One where we lift each other up and prove that life after 70 is just the beginning of something wonderful. And if this video was helpful, please give a like. It helps others discover it too. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future conversations like this. You deserve support, inspiration, and honest advice every step of the way. Here's to you, living with strength, confidence, and joy, no matter your age, no matter your living situation. Here's to staying independent and thriving after 70.